What's going on, guys? My name is Joey. Welcome back to another video here on my channel. Today I'm going to be giving you guys 3 meta builds for the Incarnon. This is a really good weapon, probably one of the best Incarnon melees in the game. This is really a crit monster, a slash monster. It's a heavy scythe, so we get to use things like Reaping Spiral. So it's a really interesting weapon when you go about it like that. So what we have here today for you guys is, first I have the Incarnon Traits. Now the first trait is with melee weapon equipped, you get 100% extra combo chance. This is when you hold the melee button down and you're holding it in your hands. I go for extra reach here, as I like the extra range, though you may opt for what you want here. And then for the final evolution, I go for the flat critical chance, 10% to get us up to 40% flat crit, which is very nice. Now this is the first build I have for you guys. I have Prime Pressure Point, Melee Elementalist for status damage, Prime Smite Grenadier, so we can double dip on that slash damage, Reflex, Steel, Organ Shatter, Prime Fever Strike, Reach, Afflictions, and Reaping Spiral. This is the build here. The build is meant to heavy attack, knock enemies down, force slash procs, have Afflictions, increase said slash procs to allow us to do millions of damage. Very simple. So I'm going to be showing you guys this one here. Now, the first thing you may notice is when I get up to 6x combo here. Okay, so now here I'm up at 6x combo, and now you'll notice with the crits that I am not getting any reds. I'm only getting about yellows and oranges. But this is why I was saying you can run Kalerva. So the reason I'm on Kalerva is you can run him like this. So you can use your Wrathful Advance. You don't even need to use Kalerva because Wrathful Advance can be used on anybody. So keep that in mind, but you know, I'm just saying, if you want to use this exact build and you want red crits, just use Wrathful. You'll be able to do, 629 million. You'll be able to do a ton of damage really easily. This weapon could do tens of millions of damage on initial hits. It could do hundreds of millions of damage on slash procs. It's very strong. When I use this weapon, this is typically the way that I like to use it. But with that in mind, I just wanted to show you guys this one first. Now, before I get into the influence build, I'm going to show you guys the melee exposure build first. Now, the reason I'm going to show you this is because I don't change the Incarnon trait for this one. So what we have here is Condition Overload. We have Galvanized Steel for CC plus CD, Blood Rush for crit stacking. We have Amalgam Organ Shatter for CD. Now, you can go with the regular here if you want to as well. I have Weaving Wounds, Prime Fury, Prime Fever Strike for that flat primed elemental damage, and then I have Gladiator Bite here. This is probably your flex spot right here. Melee Exposure, Reaping Spiral. And now before I get started, I'm just gonna get my melee exposure stacks up. And now my stacks are up. And now you see when I attack the enemies, we're gonna be dealing corrosive damage, as well as the toxin, the IPS. So we're going to get a lot of elements out of this onto the enemies. Now, another good thing is this weapon is actually, when you go in the Incarnon form, you see it when you neutral attack, and when you forward combo, you throw this little projectile out. This projectile is innate heat. The innate heat does combine, so now if I do this, we're getting gas. So you're getting even more elements. So if you're standing in front of enemies and you're comboing like this, and you want to just forward attack or neutral attack, you're going to be getting even more elements. You're going to get corrosive, toxin, gas, IPS. You're going to be stacking that Condition Overload without even needing a primer. And it's really solid. You can see I'm getting red crits here at 12x with no issues. This is without Wrathful Advance too. Like, you can go Wrathful Advance. I'll show you here. I'll get Wrathful Advance and I'll get my 240% of corrosive damage back up. And you can see this one's really just made for like running through crowds and just dealing raw damage. Now, if you like raw damage melees and you want a light attack, this is something I could recommend. Really, too, if you really wanted to, you could just put like Afflictions on here, or even do Afflictions light attacking on the other build, because the way Reaping Spiral works is it will knock them up on the first attack, like so, and then on the fourth attack, it will force proc slash and knock them down. And then it will therefore increase all of our procs. So you can see it. You can go about it this way, but really this is more just like raw damage. So I'd say go for exposure here, but just letting you know that's an option. Now this is the influence build I have for you guys here. Now what I do here is either I would say swap to one of these two. I'm gonna go for the raw status chance, but if you really care about the crit that much, you can go for the crit here. You're still at flat 30%. So this is what I go for on the influence build here. We have Reaping Spiral, Condition Overload, Galvanized Elementalist. We have Blast here because, like I said, the projectile has innate heat damage. So unless you want that dealing radiation, you need to compensate the heat. So we compensate the heat here for blast damage. We have Leaping Wounds. We have Shocking Touch, Gallop Steel, and then Galvanized Reflex plus Melee Influence. Now I'm going to show you guys this one here. Okay, now I'm in my Incarnon form. Now you can see we have the projectiles. And now you're going to see here, the projectiles are letting us deal Blast and Electric now. So you can actually use this from range now. Though it's not going to build any combo for you. Just showing you that that actually works is really, really nice. But you can just go back normally about it, and you can just use this like a normal melee influence build, like so. No problem at all. You can go for whatever elemental combo you want to. Just make sure you're eating the heat. The heat needs to be accounted for. That's why I opt for Blast on here. You can go for Gas too. That also uses heat, so that's totally up to you. But these are the 3 builds I wanted to show you guys today. For me, like I said personally, the heavy attack one is more my speed. But all 3 of these builds will work, with I'd say the influence probably being the weakest of the 3. So if you guys enjoyed the video today, let me know in the comments down below. Leave a like, please subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and have a great day.